Welcome to the rules explanation for BLUFFIT. BLUFFIT is a simple yet tense bluffing game for 2 to 6 players that plays in about 15 minutes. The goal of BLUFFIT is to score the most points by winning the highest value cards. To set up the game, give each player an identical hand of cards numbered from 1 to 10, shuffle 10 cards numbered 1 to 10, and place a number of them equal to the player count face up on the table. These are the scoring cards used for the first round. The remaining cards are set aside and not used again. Decide the starting player. In this example, it is the player in the top left corner. The game is divided into 10 normal rounds and a final round. At the end of the final round, players count their points, and whoever has the most points wins the game. The cards have values that represent both their strength and the amount of points they give when scoring. Each round has 3 phases: the bidding phase, the bluffing phase, and the scoring phase. In the bidding phase, all players simultaneously place a card from their hand face down in front of them. This card will serve as their strength card in the bluffing phase. When all players have done so, the bluffing phase begins. The starting player must choose any one of the scoring cards from the table and place it face up in front of their strength card. In this case, the starting player claims the 10. Taking turns in clockwise direction from the starting player, the other players must now choose one of 2 possible actions. Choose one of the remaining scoring cards from the table and place it face up in front of their own strength card, or challenge another player who has already picked a scoring card from the table. The second player decides to pick the 6 from the table. Moving on to the third player, who decides to challenge the first player and takes the 10. The challenge is on, and the first and third player will now secretly reveal their strength cards to each other. It's important to remember that it's only the players involved in the challenge who will get to look at each other's strength cards. The third player has the highest strength card and wins the 10, but can still be challenged by any remaining players in this round. Lastly, it's the fourth player's turn, who decides to challenge the third player. In this challenge, both players secretly reveal the same value strength card. It's a tie, but in a tie, the challenger wins. As all players have now had one turn, the round ends and we move on to the scoring phase. Any cards in the middle of the table that were not chosen are removed from the game. Players who still have a scoring card in front of them move that card to their score pile. The score pile is kept face up, so other players can always see the top scoring card in their pile. The starting player for the next round is the player who won the highest scoring card. In case of a tie, the tiebreaker will be the player who had the earliest turn in the current round. All strength cards in front of the players are collected and secretly shuffled. They're then dealt out in the middle of the table to become the scoring cards for the next round. Game continues until players have no more cards and then move on to the final round. In the final round, as players have no more strength cards on their hands, they must now pick up their score pile to use as their hand of cards for the final round. Players with fewer than 2 cards in their score pile do not participate in this round, as they do not have enough cards to play. Any card played from the score pile as a strength card in this round is lost and will not count as points at the end of the game. The final round is played as normal. At the end of the final round, the strength cards played are removed from the game. All players count the points in their score pile. The player with the most points wins. In case of a tie, all tied players win. Special cards for advanced play. Any combination of the special cards can be added to all players' starting hands. All players will receive identical special cards. Each special card replaces the normal card with the same number and keeps the same strength and scoring value. Players do not use both versions at the same time. The optimistic 1. During a challenge, the optimistic 1 can defeat any 10. Against all other cards, it acts as a normal 1. If the optimistic 1 is used in a game that includes the toxic 10, its ability to defeat any 10 also applies to the toxic 10. The flipped 5. During a challenge, the flipped 5 beats any card with a strength of 6 or higher, but loses to any card with a strength of 4 or lower. Challengers still win ties, including against another flipped 5. The nervous 9. When you are being challenged by another player, the strength of the nervous 9 is reduced to 1. So when you're the challenging player, you win over all other cards except a 10 or a flipped 5. But when you are being challenged by another player, You will lose to all other cards except a flipped 5, as the value 1 will win over a flipped 5. The Toxic 10. During a challenge, if two players both have played a Toxic 10 as their strength card, both players will lose the challenge. The chosen scoring card that the players were playing for is returned to the table for others to choose. Combined cards variant. This variant increases the likelihood of challenges during the round. During the bluffing phase, if two or more scoring cards on the table have the same value, players may choose some or all of them together during their turn, but only as long as the total value of the collected cards does not exceed 10. Thank you for watching this rules tutorial. Happy bluffing!